on your little audio.
Well, that's the funny thing.
Here?
People just don't realize how much work goes into it because they show up to the show and everything just goes so smooth, and they're like, "Ah, dude, I'd love to have this guy."
And then OBS, just drag the OBS one down.
Why?
Then
Oh, so that I don't hear
you
it?
don't hear that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Can you bring up on your phone my YouTube channel?
I am. There's nothing happening.
Nothing yet?
It'll get there.
I think we're a few seconds away here, guys. I think I got it all set up. I'll let you know when it's ready.
Joe, it's on your call.
I can hear you on your.
You can hear me on that? Hey guys, we're transmitting through onto YouTube right now. Our voices are. Do you have that all set up?
Kelly, please stop texting right now to mom and back and forth, please.
Jordan, our voices are going through to YouTube right now. My girlfriend has it on her phone. Yes. So we're good. Go ahead and roll the video.
Virtual Outlaw monster drags.
I'll just run with my volume down. I don't need to hear my truck. It's up. It's playing. Jordan, they can hear everything we're saying even during the video.
Monster Truck Outlaw Drags, brought to you by Renegade Products, Full Throttle Battery, FK Rod-Ins, Yokohama Tire.
Welcome everybody for the inaugural Outlaw Monster Truck Drags here in the virtual world. We're coming to you guys live from Gaithersburg, Maryland, where we've got an unbelievable tilt coming your way here on a Sunday evening. And the virtual world is loaded.
Welcome everybody for the inaugural Outlaw Monster Truck Drags here in the virtual world. We're coming to you guys live from Gaithersburg, Maryland. We've got an unbelievable tilt coming your way here on a Sunday evening. And the virtual world is loaded here for you Monster Truck fans. Now, we got some special thank yous we want to get out there to you guys. We want to thank Full Throttle Battery, the official battery of Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, and of course, Renegade Products. Nobody better. No matter what you're looking for to clean your machine, Renegade Products has got you covered. FK Rod-Ins, and of course the official tire of the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, Yokohama. Also, big thank yous going out to Amsoil and the official coffee partner of the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, High Octane Coffee Company. This is how we start our day. We started with High Octane Coffee Company. My name is Ken Nowitzki, and
We have some interviews coming up as well, Ken, as we look forward to talking to 4 Monster Truck superstars. You know, we all don't want to be in a situation right now, Ken. Here we are, and we're going to do things on the virtual side, ready to go here from Gaithersburg, Maryland. And exciting times here, Ken, as we look forward to our first episode here for the Outlaw Monster Truck.
Nothing.
Joe Sylvester's with
They're talking.
That's right, Cowboy. Now it's time for the High Octane Coffee Company pre-show. We're going to meet some of the virtual superstars. Now, these guys are not necessarily all professionals, as you guys will see. We've got some virtual professionals. We've got some virtual amateurs. We've got some actual professionals. And one of the professionals that's joining us right now is the driver, yes, of the actual Bad Habit monster truck. It is the one and only Joey Sylvester. Joey Sylvester, welcome here on this inaugural Outlaw Monster Truck Drags here. I know you poured your heart and soul into it. A lot of guys behind the scenes putting their heart and soul into it. Joey Sylvester, you said last weekend that it took you a long time to understand just how this industry works. And now that you've got it figured out, we're trying to make sure that the industry can move from the dirt track in the real world to the virtual world. But for you, you're saying it's a little bit more challenging because this virtual world, you're not quite sure about this yet, are you?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge for me, Ken. You know, I drive so much by feel, and when I'm sitting here on a sim, I definitely don't have the speed or the noises or the feel of a real monster truck. But I'm starting to get the hang of it. A lot of these guys on here are probably going to walk all over me in racing, but you know what? We're going to go put on a show nonetheless. I just hopefully everybody stays with us here. We're kind of new at the whole live stream thing. We're going to get better at it. Obviously, Todd and Ken are definitely no strangers to announcing, and I'm no stranger to driving and putting on shows. But man, the three of us are definitely technologically impaired, to say the least, and we're just trying to do our best to make sure this stream goes off well tonight, and we can put on a show for everybody.
Now, the last question before we kick it over to Todd. He's got another superstar coming up. Joe, you're going to be racing against guys that, you know, everybody says, oh, look at all these armchair quarterbacks, all these monster truck fans. They've never had the opportunity to sit in a 10,000-pound monster truck and breathe that methanol fuel and that adrenaline. But, man, when it comes to the virtual world, they've got this dialed in. What are your expectations getting ready to go into this?
Yeah, they definitely have this dialed in. They spend hundreds of hours on here, and they spend hundreds of hours designing these trucks, designing these tracks. They've done a great job. I mean, this is as realistic as it gets right here. I mean, the detail on the tracks and the trucks and everything. The physics is very, very close to real life on the trucks, and we're looking to put on a show for everybody.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the one and only Joey Sylvester with Bad Habit. Kyle Rickenbacker, the driver of Avenger, racing out of Fowlerville, Michigan, is now joining Todd Morey. Todd, great first interview. Take it away, brother.
Yeah, Joey Sylvester leading us off here. We're going to jump over and talk to Kyle Rickenbacker. Kyle, are you with us? Great to talk to you here out of Fowlerville, Michigan, driving the Avenger truck. First of all, let me ask you, what's it like to drive a truck like that, the Avenger monster truck?
Well, here's what we got, man. Right now, we're still working through some of the cool little kicks and kinks that we've got to work our way through, Todd. It appears that he's just not here yet, which, let's be honest, it's not that big a deal. You and I have an outstanding time here before us. This is going to be amazing. So I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and we'll bump Kyle Rickenbacker back to the back if we can. If we've got Vincent on board, Todd, you're more than welcome to talk with him. If not, don't worry about it. We can always get into the nuts and bolts. I think I hear Vincent. Hey, Todd, go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, we're going to do our next interview here. Who do we have on line ready to talk to? Joey needs to turn up his volume. We can't hear you guys. Joe Sylvester working on some backside issues here, but Kenny, we look forward to this show here tonight.
Fucking shit blown up.
Joey needs to turn up his volume. We can't hear you guys. Joey, turn up your OBS volume. We can't hear Kenny at all.
I have it all the way up. I just turned it all the way up.
All right, guys, so welcome back. Hey, listen, you got to love live entertainment, Todd Morey, because we're trying to get all this thrown together. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes, but as we get it out here on the front side, man, we still got people pushing buttons. Things are on fire. It's a great time, man. This is what it's all about. I love live entertainment for this very reason, Todd Morey. We're getting ready to do something that's never been done before. Virtual monster trucks live, streamed to the entire world. And, man, we're working out some of the kinks. So if you're fans out there, don't get frustrated, man. Enjoy the fact that you're
never been done before. Virtual monster trucks live, streamed to the entire world. And, man, we're working on some of the kinks. So if you're fans out there, don't get frustrated, man. Enjoy the fact that you're getting to see the nuts and bolts of what it takes to put this together, Todd Morey.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 12 monster truck superstars. Joe Sylvester is going to be in bad habit for sure. Tommy Valerone in high stakes. Kyle Knickerbocker will be driving Avenger. Brian Stiegel there
It's
with
picking
Fight.
up your mic, Joey, but you can't hear
Chucky Pauken with
me.
Aftermath. Preston
I
Perez.
think you have to make a setting
Monster truck.
so where it picks up.
Vincent Acker with Backwards Bill. Travis Palm with Tax Fraud. John Zimmer Jr. How about that? Looking forward to seeing Jared Smith with Overkill Evolution. Caden Vile with Warhawk. And rounding out the field will be Hunter Neal and Black Pearl. And it's a mix, Kenny. We've got those from the professional monster truck leagues and also those that have ran for years on the virtual side of things. As we take a look here, Kenny, you can see now on the screen the virtual the virtual Gaithersburg, Maryland monster truck layout here. Of course, a full grandstand. Check out this layout here. What a massive deal this is.
It is a massive deal. When you think about the time that was put into making this track look so realistic, we've even got portalets out there, Todd Morey. Everybody that's in the virtual world is taken care of, no matter what you need. I'm sure we got a little snack stands, and the beer's probably flowing freely back there. This is really good stuff. Like you said, St. Louis Racing, Gaithersburg, Maryland. The track looks amazing. Now, they put this track together this week. And for folks that think that it's easy to put together a virtual track, man, it's a lot of work. So when this track gets out there tonight, you guys see these monster trucks running and doing what they've got to do. Todd Morey, there's a lot of work behind the scenes that went into making this track for this virtual inaugural Outlaw Monster Truck Tracks from Gaithersburg, Maryland.
How about this, Kenny? Do you see the step up in the middle? That is it's a semi-tanker there in the middle. Imagine the air you can get off of that thing.
Well, they were talking about that was put on a 12
in the Outlaw Monster Truck
pad of
It is going to be a
virtual
lot of
dirt
fun.
on
I know that the fans out there are
So
going to
you
be
talk
excited
about
because
this.
we've been
These
cooped up now
trucks, although
for
virtual, are going to be
basically,
flying and taking a beating
I'd say
here
3 weeks.
in the Outlaw
3
Monster
weeks
Truck
sitting at
Drags.
home,
It is going to be a lot of
to
fun.
have fun.
And I know
Now
that
we've
the
got an
fans out there have got to be
opportunity
excited
to
because
have
we've
a
been
little
cooped
bit
up
of fun
now
and go out there and get things
for
done.
basically,
Look at the track layout here.
I'd say 3 weeks. 3 weeks sitting at home waiting to have fun, and now we've got an opportunity to have a little bit of fun and go out there and get things done.
Yeah, look at the track layout here. You have a school bus in there, a tanker there in the center for the step up, and you look at the surroundings around it. How about the semi trailer, the FK Roddins, Yokohama Amsoil trailers around the arena? This is going to be one heck of a setup here. If you go off to the left there, you can see a van car van. A lot of the things, Kenny, that we would see old school style. Give us maybe 10 or 12 years ago a nice setup where you crush some vehicles and get some big air. These guys have been practicing. We had a chance, Kenny, to watch practice here last week as a lot of these guys competed. It was a lot of fun to watch.
It was a lot of fun to watch, and we were working through some of the I guess some of the things that we expected. You know, this first broadcast might have some goofs and ganders, but at the end of the day, Todd, we're going to have some fun, and that's what I want to do. I want you guys to have fun. Check out your computer screen and just get on board with these guys, the virtual athletes, and have a good time. And realize that live entertainment, hey, man, it's not perfect, but it's a lot of fun, and this beats doing nothing. As far as I'm concerned, Todd, this is where I want to be. You and I are plugged in. The monster truck masses are going to be coming out here and coalescing around us, and we're going to be watching some virtual monster trucks here from Gaithersburg, Maryland during the inaugural Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Todd, it's exciting stuff coming up in just a few.
Yeah, I heard a backside here. I heard that we had some volume issues. I just was told that actually came up to the right volume. So I had a couple of people texting me and saying, "Hey, man, can't hear you." I think that our people backside at Rigs of Rods with Joe Sylvester have turned that volume up. I believe we're in good shape now. Got thumbs up from my wife here backside, and so I guess we're in good shape with volume now. So, you know, Kenny, it's all a learning process. This is the first time ever we've had a chance to do this, and you know. I got to tell you, we don't have the budget that iRacing has, so we're all doing this. We're volunteering our time right now and happy to do it.
We are happy to do it. And guys, if you get a chance, make sure you follow all these drivers on social media, Facebook. Follow Todd Morey. Follow myself. I'm at Ken Davitsky on Instagram. And of course, you're more than welcome to friend me up on Facebook. Man, I love talking to you guys. And as we're all off of our tours right now, of course, I'm off of Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live. And we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up here as we get through this COVID-19 thing. But man, Todd, there's no better place in the world to be in social media. And of course, here with the virtual Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Guys, give us a follow, give us a like, man. Let us know what we can do better, because trust us, we know exactly what it's like to be out there, and we know that we can do this much better. And I know, Todd, you feel the exact same way I do.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we're getting ready for the first round of racing with these 12 monster trucks. And you know, I had a chance a few weeks ago and I've actually got a weekly project now with the World of Outlaws, calling their races. And this is what it's going to be from now on. I mean, for a little while, let's get by with some fun here. Internet style racing, racing, or whatever the case may be. It's all going to be virtual, but let's have a good time with it. Kenny, let's be honest here. We're going to make some mistakes. This is all new to us. You and I have announced shows across the country. I've driven, Joe's driven, but this is what we've got. Let's make the best of it. Let's have a good time with it.
That's exactly right.
Here comes the intro, ladies and gentlemen, for our first broadcast here with the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags.
Hello everybody, I'm Tyler May, your tech official for tonight's monster events. Let's go over how we run things tonight here at the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. In our first competition, we have St. Louis style racing. Drivers will start behind 6 crush cars and then on to the first turn around the van stack. Drivers will then have to deal with the insanely fast straightaway going to the final turn. Then back up one more time over the cars to the finish line. What's next? You already know. It's the fan favorite, freestyle. Speaking of freestyle, let's go on the track and check out some of the obstacles our competitors have to tackle. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what am I standing on, you may ask? I am standing on a 12 feet dirt mound pack with a 3,000-pound water tanker. This obstacle will sure be a challenge to crush for these competitors tonight. Now, how does judging work? We take 4 scores of 10. Technicality, momentum, air, and use of time. Say a truck fills the whole time. That driver will receive a total of 10 points for the time score. Make sure you cheer your favorite drivers on in the stream chat. Now, I have one final question. Who's ready for the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags?
One, that's Backwards Bill versus Tax Fraud. It'll be Vincent Ackard, Backwards Bill out of Phoenix, Arizona, and Travis Plum of Tax Fraud out of St. Paul, Minnesota, as we get ready for elimination racing here. Kenny, getting ready to go here with round number 1, race number 1.
It is pretty exciting, of course. Me being up here in the Great White North, Minnesota myself, lots of snow, 8 to 10 inches where I'm at here today. It has been a horrible day. Snow blown twice. It's been crazy, but that's a great thing, Todd. Virtual, Gaithersburg, Maryland, weather looks perfect.
Kenny, it's been 94 here today. I mowed my lawn 3 times in the last 4 weeks.
Outstanding. Good for you, Todd Morey. That's awesome.
Sorry.
We've got our first 2 trucks on the track. Look at that, Todd. Backwards Bill is ready to rock and roll. And, of course, Tax Fraud getting ready to get staged up here. St. Louis style racing. It's going to be a lot of fun. Todd, we're just waiting for the green.
Yeah, waiting for the other driver to come to the line here with tax fraud. Travis Palm there on the far end of the arena as he gets settled in and ready to go. It's the St. Paul, Minnesota driver, Travis Palm, tax fraud, far end of the arena. And you got Backwardsville. Going to be a buy run, we're hearing from our producer, Jordan. So looking for a buy run here from Backwardsville out of Phoenix, Arizona. This is Vincent Ackard.
That's a great way for you guys to get a feel for the track, a layout, if you will, the way these trucks are going to react to the jumps and everything. This is going to be a great way for you guys to get dialed in here. The first ever Outlaw Monster Truck Drag St. Louis style race from Gaithersburg, Maryland in the virtual world.
And you see a buy run here, Kenny. Just like in the real world, sometimes there's technical problems. Well, sometimes it's an internet problem, so somebody gets a buy run. You may have a mechanical breakdown, can't get the thing fired up in real life, and here we have a buy run.
All right, we're waiting for the green here. Backwardsville at the line, ready to go. We're going to kick off full throttle battery racing right now from Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Vincent Ackard takes off here. The driver out of Phoenix going to take a right-hand turn, come down around the far side of the arena. Long straightaway here, Kenny.
Long straightaway, the final turn. You get up and over the car stack, looking good. And, man, look at the way the truck's sticking to the track, Todd Morey.
Yeah, funny. What if this is the first time you've ever watched a monster truck show because you're quarantined at home and you see a truck, quote-unquote, driving backwards?
Yeah, you know,
if this is your first time ever watching a monster truck show because it's online and at home, this is because that body was mounted backwards on the truck. I promise the next round you're going to see is two trucks driving quote unquote virtually forward. As we get ready for
right there,
race
backwards, Bill, through to the next round, Todd Morey. Just like that, a buy run, get the nerves out of the way, hit the loud pedal, over the crushed cars, great turns, solid run by Backwards Bill. We're getting ready to go on to race number 2.
We are, and that'll be John Zimmer Jr. John Zimmer Jr., a lot of you remember John Zimmer, active driver on the monster truck circuit. This is John Zimmer Jr. with Terminal Velocity out of Grandy, North Carolina, along with, how about this one, Chucky Pauken, CP3. Chucky Pauken with Aftermath, the Maumee, Ohio driver. So a couple of second-generation drivers here, Kenny.
Well, and the great part about this, you know, CP, I've watched Chucky do the Chucky dance many, many times. He's an amazing guy. It would not surprise me at all that his son is such an awesome young man. And, man, Charlie Pauken's one of the true awesome guys. And last weekend, Todd, when we were doing the virtual playthrough, CP3 wasn't messing around, man. He's got it dialed in. This is going to be a lot of fun here.
Yeah, absolutely 100% as both drivers get lined up and ready to go here. It's CP3, Chucky Pauken out of Maumee, Ohio, the Aftermath truck, as well as John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity out of Grandy, North Carolina, getting lined up and ready to go here.
And John Zimmer Jr., also a warrior. His old man, he doesn't play around either, man. This is truly a race of the ages. The kids of the two battle warriors from the pro ranks. Let's see what happens here. Waiting to go green. Terminal Velocity in Aftermath. Great start there into the first turn. Todd. Oh, look at this, Todd.
Oh, my goodness. And coming
a rollover, so we're going to have a win. And, Todd, you don't ever want to see that happen, man. First round, clipped the side of the van stack or the bus stack there, rolled over in turn number 1. It looks like the nerves get a little bit of you here in the virtual world as well.
I've been there in the real world, man. You get those nerves up, you try and turn too tight, and you go up and over, you catch that left front tire, and it's all over, and you're turtling that monster truck. So it'll be Preston Perez up next, real-life monster truck driver with Taurus out of Hagerstown, Maryland, part of the Vodders Monster Truck Group, along with Caden Vile in Warhawk out of Las Vegas, Nevada. A hometown show here for the driver, Preston Perez, with Taurus out of Hagerstown, Maryland, as we get ready to go here with race 3 of round number 1.
So race number 2, Todd, give me a winner on that one, if you will.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. It was so dark on the far end. I couldn't even tell you who won that one. I'm waiting for our producer to give that to us in her ear. Looking for a winner from Jordan.
Yes. John Zimmer Jr., terminal velocity, goes through to the next round. Todd Morey clipping the car with CP3. No Chucky dancing right now for the racing portion, but there's still freestyle coming up, guys, so don't get too bent out of shape there. Right, Todd Morey?
Yeah, man, do you remember last week when we did that show last week, the one where we were just testing things out? We thought that initial score was so high no one would touch it, and I'm really looking forward to the Renegade Products freestyle because these guys step it up week after week. These guys are true pros.
They are indeed. Your next truck's lined up here, Taurus and Warhawk, and it's looking pretty exciting, man. I'm ready to get into this number 3 race, waiting to go green here. Full throttle racing.
Yeah, waiting for Preston Perez and Taurus to show up here out of Hagerstown, Maryland. We've already got Caden Vile with Warhawk, the driver out of Las Vegas, Nevada, here in the near lane, ready to go. Just waiting for Preston Perez here with the Taurus truck.
So you're going to have Preston Perez in the Taurus in the far lane. And then, of course, the near lane touch is going to be Warhawk. Great names, a lot of really creative things have come up here. We've given these guys the opportunity to create their own trucks from scratch, and, man, they are on point, whether they drove in their virtual haulers or they were working in their virtual hot pits. Todd Morey, there wasn't a lot of stuff that was missed as Taurus comes to the starting line.
Not a lot of stuff missed, right down to the outhouses and the concession stand.
Preston Perez, one of my favorites out there in the real world, in the virtual world. No reason not to be. A lot of really cool kids, young men, rocking and rolling here, Todd. It's ready for race number 3.
Preston Perez with Taurus. Caden Vile, Warhawk, ready to go here. It is Taurus in the far lane, Warhawk near lane as we get ready for green.
Track crew getting everything ready to rock and roll, waiting to go green. The 2 hot feet ready to stomp on the loud pedal as we get ready to go for the crush cars. The light is green, Todd Morey.
Yeah, Vile with Warhawk off to the early lead here. Going to stretch it out on the straightaway. It looks like a Raptor body on that machine. Still in first as they come around. Oh, he's going to lose it just a little bit. Across the line. And by a half a truck length, it will be Preston Perez and Taurus.
Now, you saw how wide he took that turn. This might be a virtual track, but nonetheless, they're going to still drift outside of that blue groove. Not that there's a blue groove yet. We just got going here in Gaithersburg, Maryland. But nonetheless, a nice, smooth run from Preston Perez and Taurus advances him through to the next round. Unfortunately, even though we had a great lead there in Warhawk, that wide turn in the final turn, Todd, was enough to put him on the back burner.
Yeah, great run. Let's get ready for our next round here.
It's like Black Pearl.
Yeah, Josh Tavares with, make that Hunter Neal. My mistake, Hunter Neal with Black Pearl. And Jared Smith with Overkill Evolution in the near lane.
Nice,
great start
smooth
there.
Start.
Yeah, Overkill. Oh, and a wide swing there for Overkill, but unfortunately, Black Pearl has to back up a little bit, and that won't work. Went to the inside. Your winner, even if he just crawls over the line here, will be.
Oh, very cool. Todd, here's what we're going to do. We're going to reset them. We're going to restage, and we're going to get ready, and we're going to do a redo here in the full throttle racing portion between Black Pearl and Overkill. Waiting for the green. This is the official race right here, Todd Morey.
Full throttle battery racing ready to go here. A reset by our officials. Jared Smith, Overkill Evolution, near lane. Hunter Neal, far lane with Black Pearl.
Now, for you guys that are out there watching this, don't forget, we're going to be doing this every Sunday. Obviously, we're going to learn along the way. We'll get some of these kinks worked out. But, guys, what an awesome run. The green light, Todd Morey, turn number 1.
Hunter Neal with a great run up off the corner. High side a little bit for Jared Smith with Overkill Evolution. Overkill coming back right now. It's going to be a close one here as they both round the final jump at the line. It is going to be Black Pearl.
Yeah!
Hunter Neal out of East Peoria, Illinois. Black Pearl moving on to the next round.
What an amazing run down to the wire. Nerves of steel here. And race number 4, man, oh man, Todd Morey, these guys are turning it up here in the virtual reality world. Of course, full throttle racing, this is what it's all about. Staying smooth in the turns, getting on that loud pedal in the straightaways, and making sure you can finish. Todd Morey, if you don't finish, you don't have a chance to keep on going through the brackets.
Yeah, absolutely. Full throttle battery racing. The last race there, round number 1, saw the Indianapolis, Indiana driver Jared Smith of Overkill Evolution high-sided it off that first corner. And when you get a couple of wheels off the ground, that doesn't lead to a lot of momentum down the straightaway. And that'll be the loss against Black Pearl's Hunter Neal. So Hunter will advance here as we get ready for... So Joe Sylvester coming back up here. Going to go against Vincent with Backwards Bill as we get ready for the next round.
So we are now officially into round number 2. Backwards Bill getting ready to take on Bad Habit and Joe Sylvester. A lot of fun. Want to send a big thank you out to Amsoil. Amsoil, the official motor oil here of the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, and of course Bad Habit. Lining up, Todd Morey. Here we go.
Yeah, Bad Habit far side with Joe Sylvester. Vincent Ackard near side with Backwards Bill, the Phoenix driver, as we get ready to go green here. Race 1 of round number 2. Your first time watching monster trucks virtually or in the real life, that is a body mounted backwards on the chassis for Backwards Bill. Vincent Ackard at the keyboard. Joe Sylvester with a great start, Kenny.
Joe Sylvester, always a competitor. One of the things I love about him. But look at Backwards Bill, just lighting the virtual track on fire.
Had to go to reverse. Good job for Vincent Ackard moving on.
So that just goes to show you, you want to run a smooth race, whether it's real life or out here in the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Smooth race will get you, but we need to get that RPMs up a little bit. Bad Habit having some problems getting those RPMs up a little bit. And boy, oh boy, Todd Morey, Backwards Bill, having no problem getting around the St. Louis style track. Great run from that awesome truck, Backwards Bill. That was good stuff from Vincent Ackard.
Yeah, had a buy run there. Had a buy run there as we get ready to go for our next round.
So it looks like Spike is coming into the fold here, getting ready to take on John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity.
Yeah, a couple of drivers coming up here. Brian Stegel with Spike out of Richmond, Virginia. John Zimmer Jr. right back with us as he passed the prior round. Terminal Velocities out of Grady, North Carolina. John Zimmer Jr., second-generation driver here. Dropped right out of the sky there for Brian Stegel. I tell you, you gotta have fun with it, Kenny. You gotta have fun with it. And Kenny, if you look at the crowd down below us, they're staring back at the announcer's tower. I have no idea what.
Well, that's because I'm up here. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, when you got all this going for you, babe, we're looking good.
When you got Kenny in the booth, it's all about Kenny. So Brian Stegel with Spike out of Richmond, Virginia, near lane. John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity, Grady, North Carolina, far lane. We're going green here, Kenny.
First turn, good turns coming up from both of these competitors. Great stuff down the straightaway. This is going to be a tight finish, Todd.
Very tight as they come around the corner. Who is it going to be here?
Wow!
Zimmer with the advantage. I couldn't call it. What do you think, Kenny?
I'm thinking the far lane. Who was in the far lane?
That was Zimmer in the
John Zimmer Jr. Woo! He was on rail. They were both on rails, Todd Morey, to be honest with you. It looked like about a front clip is all the difference there. John Zimmer Jr. and Terminal Velocity through to the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. There, if you think about, let's think about some of the trucks that have teeth on the front. Maybe a win by a tooth,
A snaggle tooth.
a snaggle tooth.
Snaggletooth win. Just like that, man.
Unfortunately, there's way too many of those out there.
Yes, there are. Preston Perez getting ready to come back out in Taurus.
Yeah, going to go up against Tommy Verlone in high stakes. The Clinton Township, Michigan driver, Tommy Verlone in high stakes.
So another great round 2 matchup. A lot of these drivers showing that they've got what it takes. Boy, I wish it looked like that for Minnesota tonight, but it really does not.
You said you had 8 to 10 inches of snow?
Yeah, and it's still coming down. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to be out there snow blowing, guys. It's going to be great.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? Send Kelly out with the shovel. See what happens.
Yeah, that works. So we got one stage. Who's at the line right now? Who's staged up, ready to go?
Looks like high stakes ready to go. Tommy with high stakes, the Township, Michigan driver. Far lane as we get ready for Preston. You know, Preston showed up late for round number 1.
It's a mental thing. Psyche. He came out slow, Todd, and then he just destroyed it on the track. He was on fire. It was awesome.
Michael Votter Sr., I'm sure, in his ear, letting him know what he's done with Taurus here.
Want to say a big thank you out to FK Rod Ends and, of course, Renegade Products. Now, guys, if you're looking for stuff to clean up your car, make it look pretty, springtime is here. Renegade Products is where you want to look. Check them out online. Like them, follow them on Instagram, Facebook. They're great products. And, man, Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, we've got some great partners that are doing work with us here. Waiting on Preston Perez. I had a chance to meet Preston Perez out in Washington about 9 years ago. And he told me he was going to drive a monster truck one day. And you know what? It's so cool actually seeing him out there living his dream. Taurus pulls up to the line here. Todd Morey, we're ready to do some more round 2 racing.
Preston Perez, Taurus, Hagerstown, Maryland driver, near lane. Far lane is Tommy Verlone. High stakes out of Clinton Township, Michigan. Kenny, he's got some snow right now, I'm sure.
Man, we ain't messing around up here. We want to see the snow. I'm ready. Waiting for green here.
Ready for green here, Preston Perez and Taurus, near lane. Both these drivers have moved their way. Here we go. Great start for high stakes. My goodness, here's a hard right-hander for high stakes. What's going to happen? And a tight turn for Taurus. Pretty close here, Kenny.
It is very close, man. The far turn, though, kills Taurus. Takes Preston Perez out of the racing portion. Big win for high stakes. A great-looking truck. Todd, a great run. That's exactly how you do it right there. Smooth, steady, good speed, good turns, and you finish that race.
Yeah, smooth, steady, and as we get ready for Black Pearl here in our next round, Kyle Knickerbocker ready to go with Avenger, the Fowlertown, Michigan driver.
Good stuff, man. I love the trucks. Of course, everybody is locked and loaded. We got these guys coming out of the hot pits. Guys, appreciate how much work went into creating this virtual track. Man, this track was built this week. Joe Sylvester and the other folks here at Outlaw Monster Truck Drags decided the first ever virtual drags was going to be in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and they did not miss the point. It looks amazing.
Kenny, I got to jump in. Kyle Knickerbocker will be in Avenger here as he gets ready to go. He built this track along with Eric Hinchman, the track layout crew. Kyle Knickerbocker in Avenger. He built this track, and he will be coming out to go head-to-head versus Hunter Neal in Black Pearl, the East Peoria, Illinois driver.
Now, I hope you guys have a nice ice-cold beverage, or you guys are sitting by a fire with a nice hot chocolate. We're going to be changing these tracks up every weekend, different cities all across this great continent of ours, the Republic. And don't get too in love with any one particular track, because we're going to always be making things better, bigger, and changing it up. So every week, when you guys come in on a Sunday night with Todd and myself and all the crew here at Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, we're going to have some cool new obstacles to keep you guys on your toes. Todd, it's very important that we keep on changing it up and keeping it new.
Not only cool obstacles, but I had a chance to talk to Joe Sylvester, bringing in new driver commentators from the real world every week. And I'm sorry, Jordan, our producer, said something. Yeah, no problem. Me and Kenny O'Phil right here. Kenny, we're looking brand new people, comment along with us. Some of those drivers that drive those real trucks, if they can't do it online, for sure.
We would indeed. And guys, don't forget, build this up a little bit, man. Let's go 40 to 200 to 400 to 1,000. Let's get as many people watching this as we possibly can. I know from the shows, and Todd knows from the shows, that we get to see literally hundreds and hundreds, thousands and thousands of diehard monster truck fans, and a lot of them might not even know this is going on. So if you guys haven't texted yet, dropped any messages to people on social media, let them know what you're doing, man. We still got a lot of racing left, and we've got freestyle coming up. Let's get the eyes on this here in Gaithersburg, Maryland, and let's really crank up those total viewers as we work our way through this inaugural event of Outlaw Monster Truck Track.
You're all right, man. We're all learning, aren't we, Kenny? I mean, as things go on here, we're learning who works,
Yes, we are.
I'll tell you what, we got gremlins, but it's working. So where are we at now?
We are at our finals. I got to tell you, Kenny, final will be Kyle Knickerbocker versus an Avenger out of Fowlerville, Michigan versus John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity out of Grady, North Carolina. It will be Terminal Velocity versus Avenger.
I love it, man. I jumped out of there. I'm watching. I see the thing going. I'm like, I'm not here. Where am I at? I'm gone. I disappeared. But we're back, man. I'm good.
Kenny, you probably had to go get a snack.
Well, let's not let all the secrets out of the bag.
I'm telling you what, bro. I'm up 20 pounds during this deal. 20.
I'm up 2. Kelly won't let me get up anymore. She's like, forget about it. Keep working. So we got the finals coming up. Avenger. Driven by the one and only Kyle Knickerbocker getting ready to take on Terminal Velocity, John Zimmer Jr. Boy, Tom Morey, John Zimmer Jr. looking a little bit like the old man, isn't he?
For sure. Maybe a little bit better than John Zimmer. I'll tell you what, Zim loves this stuff. He's been liking everything on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And his kid, Junior, ready to get after it here in the far lane with Terminal Velocity. So it's North Carolina versus Michigan.
Full throttle championship round racing. Great stuff lined, waiting for the green. Todd Morey, this is for all the marbles.
We're going green here, and it's going to be Terminal Velocity. John Zimmer Jr. with the early lead, Kenny. Long straightaway to decide it.
Great turn from Avenger. It's going to come right down to the wire. Look at the wreck. What a spectacular finish from Avenger. But let not your heart be troubled. Terminal Velocity, Todd, with a big win in the championship.
That is classic Avenger. And here is the celebration from John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity, Grandy, North Carolina driver taking the win. What a race, Kenny. Down to the last few truck lengths.
That was great stuff. Both of these guys left it all out there on the track. Great starts, great turns, and then a great run down the straightaway. But when all the virtual dust settled, Avenger, although had an amazing finish, could not edge out Terminal Velocity. And, of course, Grady, North Carolina's John Zimmer Jr. What an amazing run. Todd Morey, we're gonna try to go ahead and get him. John Zimmer, are you with us?
Yeah, man.
Man, listen, first of all, great to hear your voice, man. You know I love your dad, and I get to see you at some of the shows out in the real world. You've grown up. You're a fine young man. You get a big win here in the virtual world, man. I'll bet your dad's proud. This is probably making you pretty proud. How you feel?
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. You know, this is pretty big, I would say, for the Monster Truck virtual world. And I know my dad's watching, so I'm sure he's pretty pumped up.
Of course he is, man. He's the ultimate competitor. He's one of the best guys out there. I love your daddy. Now, Todd Morey, we talked about it. What do you got for the young man? He had a great run.
Zimmy, I'll tell you what, now you've been in a truck, right?
Yes, I've drove.
Okay, so compare it for me. Virtual world versus real world, what are the differences?
The big difference between the virtual world to the real life world is you don't have the sound, and you definitely do not have the feel of the truck moving around, feeling like you're 40 feet in the air. All that goes out the window. Virtual world is so different. Like everything you've learned about driving, throw it out the window because it's a different animal.
Hey,
How
John,
much time do you have on the...
Todd, I got a question here, and this is something that I'm thinking about. Obviously, this was cool. This is fun. But were you a little bit nervous going into this? I mean, it's okay to admit that, yeah, I was a little bit nervous. I didn't want to lose. You know, I got my friends watching this stuff. What was the nerve level like getting ready to go into this championship round?
Oh, I was definitely nervous. Like, definitely had some friends watching, and especially my dad watching. Anytime my dad watches me do anything, I'm definitely going to mess up. So I was definitely nervous.
I love it, Todd. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, man. One more quick question. How much time do you have on this simulator?
I've played it off and on for the past like year or so. So
Now, when you told your dad, John Zimmer, that you were in bed sleeping, were you actually doing this game?
Definitely when I was still in school, for sure. Definitely getting the seat time.
And you know what? Look, it all pays off. You're a champion. The first ever Outlaw Monster Truck Drags winner in the racing portion, brought to you guys by Full Throttle Battery. Congratulations, John. I know you got to get ready for freestyle. We got great competitors out there, a great track. What are your thoughts getting ready to head in to freestyle before you take?
I have no thoughts for freestyle. I'm just pumped up about racing and just gonna go out there, send it, let her eat.
Hey, Zimmy, I got one more question for you. When you said you have no thoughts about freestyle and you're just gonna go after it, that kind of sounds like the old man.
That's definitely like him, because every time I ever ask him that question, he just goes, "I'm just gonna go hit stuff." So
Yeah, that's
we're gonna
right.
see what happens.
Thanks, Zimmy.
All right, thank you guys.
Good job, Zim. You bet, man. Get ready for freestyle. We ain't messing around here. This is going to be fun.
Just a chip off the old block there.
I love it, man. This is what it's all about, because Todd, we get to travel. We've done all kinds of cool stuff. We work for all these great promoters, but the one thing that everybody knows is when people say that the monster truck industry is family, they're not lying. Man, we are all family. We're always looking out for each other. When we're on the road, we break bread together. We stand out there in the hot sun together. We have a lot of fun. And now that, we're in a different situation, it's really cool to get everybody up and running here, because it's almost like this isn't happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ken, did you say you saw him 9 years ago?
9 years ago. No, 9 years ago. I did say 9 years ago, but it wasn't him. Who was it? Oh, Preston Perez.
Oh,
Preston
I'm
Perez
sorry.
was
You're
about
right.
9
You
years
said that
ago.
was Preston. Now, how
Yep.
long ago did you see Zimmer Jr.?
Man, I see him out at Monster Truck Throwdown. I've seen him several
Okay.
times. Man, anytime his dad's around,
Okay.
I love hanging out with both of them. They're just first.
So what surprised me is it was a long time ago. He was little when I saw him last time. So when he got on here and his voice had changed, that's when my eyebrows went up.
Man, it happens to the best of us, man.
Getting in the truck.
I love it. Just like his old man. That's what we got freestyle coming up, Todd. And one thing about freestyle here, and this was something that last weekend when we saw how it was going to play out, we were kind of blown away. At least I was. When you're talking about freestyle, Renegade Products freestyle, they were not holding anything back. Everything that you see in the real world has been brought over, and in some instances dialed up a notch in the virtual world. Freestyle is going to be a lot of fun. Brought to you by Renegade Products.
Yeah, I can tell you for sure the saves seem a lot easier. It's interesting when they go for a save and they get on the sidewalls of the Yokohama tires. It's interesting how they bring it back. But these guys are calculated. Initially, when you and I did this broadcast last week, we did our test run. I thought it was interesting how when they went kind of hard early, I thought, man, this guy is going to be done. But they're able to carry through the full time right past the high octane coffee 30-second warning, and that's when it got big, right at that last 30 seconds, and that's kind of where the thing is won and lost.
It is indeed. Now, John Zimmer Jr.'s got the racing win in the bag. He's looking to try to see if he can get another win and be a double down guy here in the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Of course, that's St. Louis style racing. You'll probably see it again a couple of times, but we are going to continually mix things up. Freestyle, Todd, coming your way. This is important, okay? Because you're going to have 4 scores. And all 4 of those scores can go all the way up to 10. And we're looking for momentum. Big air. And Todd Morey, you've got to fill the clock on the track. If you fill the clock, you automatically get a 10 on the use of the time. But the other 3, they're subjective, and we're looking for all of that. So technicality, momentum, big air, the wow moment, and, of course, fill the clock, Todd Morey.
Yeah, man, it's just like the real deal. And let me ask you this. You've seen this entire track now. We went through racing. What do you like on this track? I'm going to tell you, first of all, I love the step up where you can hit that tanker, a little bit of a step up there. I like that jump.
I like that jump, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of space out here. This is a nice outdoor arena, a lot of space out there, and they can really get some momentum. So I'm expecting to see some great momentum, great big air, And now we're going to get a chance to see how they're going to send these trucks in freestyle. Brought to you guys by Renegade.
One thing we saw that was very particularly put together, not only the track, everything around it. You realize there was a guy earlier today that said something on Facebook to me that was his camper, that he parks in that particular spot every single year. His camper is on this virtual monster truck show back there behind one of the racing lanes.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So we're just moments away from our first ever freestyle. It looks like Warhawk will be our first competitor. Remember, technicality, momentum, big air, and the use of the entire clock. If you get those four things done, you've got a high possible score of 40. Todd Morey, Warhawk, locked and loaded. It's almost time to go Renegade product freestyling.
Yeah, Warhawk ready to go. Caden Vile, the Las Vegas driver, coming on board here and ready to go. Remember, we got that 30-second mark for the high-octane coffee, 30-second warning. Looking forward to that here. We get ready to go. Caden Vile with Warhawk out of Las Vegas, Nevada. We get after this at the Raptor body there, Ken. Good looking truck.
It is a good-looking truck, and let's see if it translates over into performance. Look at that star of the hood, Raptor body. This is going to be awesome. Everybody buckle up. It's time for freestyle. Lining up for that first big hit. It looks like on that first mini bus stack table.
Yeah, coming up over, looks like a box truck. Man, I'll tell you what, getting ready for some huge air here, backing it up here. Caden Vile and Warhawk all the way to the rear end, back all the way to the back side of the arena. This is going to be some big air here, no doubt.
Getting ready to stomp the loud pedal right here in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Buckle up, freestyle is underway. Of course, we're waiting for the green. Got to get that green going. Clock is started. Here we go, Todd Morey.
Renegade freestyle ready to go. What a great transition. Oh, up top. Can you save it? Can you save it? Oh,
into the barrier.
Gonna be shut down here. Kenny, we can laugh about this right now, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of promoters on the face of the earth that would cringe in that moment. Oh my God!
Come on, man! You gotta pace yourself.
We can do it in the virtual world. Woof! But you see,
well, I saw that. That reminded me of the World Championships a few years ago. Boy, old Monster Energy coming flying out the gate, getting all that air. But boy, obviously we're not going to get a 10. We're not going to get a 10 in the time.
For sure not. I'll tell you what, Caden Vile with Warhawk coming out in a big way. Hey, listen, it's all about safety here with the show here this evening. Do you see the safety area down there? Of course, there's a guy standing there right now. But you see the safety 15 feet? Well, we didn't need it. It doesn't matter.
But it looks good. All right, wait for that score to come in for Warhawk. Warhawk score waiting to come in. Truck number 1. Great stuff there, Warhawk. Way to get it going with big air. Caden Vile out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Not what he was looking for, I'm sure, Todd Morey. But nonetheless, there will be a score, and it will be the first ever score in Outlaw Monster Truck Drags in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Let's see what that score is, Todd Morey.
Jordan, did I hear you correct? That's a 4? All right, that seems appropriate, Kenny.
It does. I'll tell you what, you come out there and go fast, go hard, but you got to fill that clock, man. Who's on deck?
Brian Stagel with Virginia, one of the Team Scream trucks. Can score to beat is a 4. I'm pretty sure if you can make one jump and land it, you're probably going to get the lead here.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to put too many high money wagers on this one. I'm thinking that 4 is in big trouble right now. So we're going to see exactly what happens here with old Spike sitting in the hot man.
Kenny, I got to ask you, what happened last week? We did our test show. The first score was like way high. I mean, way high.
It was ridiculous.
And we're like, there's no way it's going to get beat. And they just got better and better and better and better.
It did indeed, man. But we got to start here. Here comes Spike taking a look at this Gaithersburg, Maryland track. Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Renegade Products Freestyle. First hit. Here we go. Look at the air for Spike.
Huge there. Drive around Richmond, Virginia. Brian Stegel with Spike. Couple of jumps in here and gonna fill. Looks like the goal here, Kenny, fill the time. And that's the first thing.
Fill the time. Of course, those barks were probably not sound effects, but they worked perfect for Spike. Taking a big bite out of the track, using good obstacle management right now, Todd. Hitting everything, not going crazy. We're looking at 2 minutes here to fill the clock. Things get a little bit bigger as we go on.
Yeah, Kenny, you talk about clock management. You talk about what obstacles you're going to hit. And I was told a long time ago, when you turn, you hit the thing right in front of you. Never go around it. Always hit the thing right in front of you. And that's exactly what Brian Stegel's doing right now with Spike.
Very solid freestyle at this particular point here in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Good run. All the obstacles getting used. Looks like we're into the second minute, Todd. This is where it's going to start getting turned up.
There it is.
He hits. Look at the water truck. It's just beautiful. Drug the tailgate across it. Todd Morey. Things are getting exciting now.
Up over the tanker, Kenny. That was a good jump there. I knew that was going to be a good to do here when you get more towards that high octane coffee 30-second warning. As Spike with Brian Stegel. Good jump there. Going to come off. Oh, save it. Good job there. This is a great run, Kenny.
This is a great run. Cross-treading going on. Look at the way he's using that axle articulation. Big air once again over the center stack. This is a solid run. Todd, I think I'm safe. It's saying the 4 is no more. It's gone.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Back to the
yeah.
well into the high octane coffee 30-second warning, finishing with a donut here. That is done, Kenny. I'll tell you what, going to the tanker with a backflip and then landing on the tailgate full reverse. That is awesome.
That was a great freestyle run from Spike. We're going to get a score in, Todd Morey. I'll bet your retirement that the score is going to be better than a 4. I'm thinking, is that you on the track or is that me? I can't tell who that is.
I don't know.
What are you doing out there? The truck just got off the track. You're pretty fast.
I have no idea. But I would say if you added a 3 to the front of that, 4, that might be the score, but that's just my guess.
Good guess. Waiting for the score to come in. Want to send big thank yous out to High Octane Coffee Company and, of course, FK Rod-Ins, along with the official tie of Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Yokohama, the score is in. Todd Morey, it's a good score.
It's
a good one.
32. A 32. I thought it'd be a 34, but you know what? There's a little meat on the bone there yet for everybody else. And that's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. Next truck is ready to go.
This looks like tax fraud. Is this Travis Palm out of the Twin Cities, St. Paul? Oh, my goodness. Escaping the blizzard that we have here in Minnesota and Gaithersburg, Maryland. Looking good. My homeboy here from St. Paul, Minnesota, the Twin Cities. Oh, yeah.
Kenny, tax fraud looking like a couple of trucks I know. Those headlights kind of give it away, but there's a lot of people that have had a couple of trucks that look like that. Unnamed, untamed, there's a few others. This is tax fraud.
Tax fraud, taking to the track, getting the obligatory stop in the middle of the track, and I think we're ready to go hammer down, Todd Morey. Here we go. Big air off the center stack to start off the run from tax fraud. Makes a nice sharp turn over the van stack, and now we're going to get a chance to see the momentum. This is great momentum, Todd Morey.
Yeah, I'm breaking up here a little bit, Kenny, but I heard what you said. I haven't been able to see the truck fully run yet. So you take it from here, and I'll jump in when I've got a good feed.
Sounds like a plan. You got the Jolly Rogers flag on the back of tax fraud, and, man, good use of the track. So far, I'll tell you what, the momentum has been a little bit faster than Spike with tax fraud, and a great over-the-top riding the wheelie all the way over to the obstacle in the end zone. This is good stuff from tax fraud. Great use of the track so far. All of the obstacles are in play. Solid run. Look at the air shooting up into the Gaithersburg, Maryland sky, stopping and saving it on all fours right underneath the AMSOIL banner, right next to the Yokohama banner. We're going to get back into it. Tax Fraud is in it to win it. As you can see, everything is getting dialed up. Nice stop. Trying to get up and over that last obstacle. Beatings have been given out by Tax Fraud, and we're looking like we might see the final moments of the run from Travis Palm out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Great run, but I don't know if the clock was filled. We're going to have to wait and hear the score from the judges. 30 seconds are on the clock here for Tax Fraud. And I know
I'm back with you, Kenny, here. 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left. Tom Morey, great run. Tax Fraud just sitting out there in the middle of the track. But, man, if he can't get that last 30 seconds, but it was definitely going to be a competitive score for the lead.
Yeah, man, I heard you all fired up. I just couldn't see what was going on there. But Tax Fraud sitting idle here in the middle of the floor. And there I am again, Kenny. I'm just standing there. What in the world?
Well, you know, you just like to be in the center of everything, and we're gonna get old Tax Fraud out of here.
I don't know about all that. I can tell you that neither of us want to be in the middle of the floor when it comes down to a real monster truck show.
That's exactly right. Score has come in one more time. What score was it? 20 what? 29. 29, Todd Morey. Well, you missed a great run. I'm telling you right now, that would have been a winning run had the truck held together there. But the 30 seconds, you got to fill that clock, Todd Morey.
Yeah, so it'll be Brian Stegel with Spike out of Richmond, Virginia, with the 32 leading the way thus far here as we get ready for our next truck. Jordan, who do we got coming up next? High stakes coming up here. The Clinton Township, Michigan driver, Kenny Tommy Bellerone.
I love it. And you know what's cool about this, man? These trucks, even though they're not the real deal, man, they are getting big air. They're using this track. These drivers are taking this serious as we get ready to see high stakes. Todd Morey, we are into our number 4 truck in the Renegade Products Freestyle. Here we go.
Huge air there from High Stakes. What a great way to come out and announce your presence.
With authority, High Stakes hits the nice little box truck stack there over this ramp, and good control so far. Todd Morey, way to start it off with a bang.
Yeah, Kenny, I love this idea of this truck. High Stakes, what a great concept. We talked to a lot of independent trucks and drivers this week to see if they could be involved. Some trucks weren't available, so some of these guys like Tommy coming out with their own truck.
Huge air over the center stack with that water truck in there. This is a Jeep. It looks like a Cherokee, and it is taking no prisoners right now. Look at the huge air. Can he land it? Oh, my
yeah, Kenny, I'm breaking
goodness.
Up. I'm breaking up here a little bit. You take it on. I'm going to
High Stakes. Huge air, and we're waiting. There is time left on the clock. And boy, oh boy, we're going to wait and see what happens with High Stakes here. Take a quick breather. Great stuff, but once again, got to fill that clock.
So score to beat is a 32 for Spike. We'll see what High Stakes gets here. Tommy with High Stakes, the Clinton Township, Michigan driver. Score to beat's a 32. Tax Fraud with a 29. Warhawk came out early with a 4. 17. 17 is the score for High Stakes.
And, of course, Todd Morey, the reason that score is as such, 1 minute into the run, need to fill that 2-minute clock. It's really important. It was a great, solid run, that Jeep Grand Cherokee High Stakes. And got to fill that clock. So, you know, a lot of guys want to come out. They want to take that really big bite right at the beginning and try to get it going. But, Todd, it ends up costing you sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, Ken Nowitzki, you talked about that to begin with, that the biggest deal is that first 10 points is filling the clock. So that is the big deal first. Make sure you can fill the clock and then work your way up to filling your time with big air, with donuts, with cyclones, with backflips, those kind of things.
Scores coming up, looking good. Your leader right now, 32 Spike. We are 4 trucks into a 12-truck field. More freestyle coming your way. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do this every Sunday while we're out here on the COVID-19 vacation here. Todd Morey, lots of stuff happening out here.
Yeah, man, we've been on the phone all week. You and I, Joe Sylvester, all these guys. Kyle Knickerbocker, Eric Hinchman, Will Meyer, Jordan Hicks, Vincent Ackert, everybody working on things backside here with the Joe Sylvester Monster Truck Tour, the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, as we get ready for our next truck.
Black Pearl roars out of the hot pits, the number 5 truck announcing his presence with authority, but also realizing there's going to have to be something to build on here, Todd Morey. 2 good hits for Black Pearl right out of the pits.
Yeah, Ken Nowitzki, one thing I like that actually works in the real world, you see the big air there, and then Hunter Neal with Black Pearl able to lock the brakes midair to make that truck level. That works in real life. It also works here in Rigs of Rods.
Rigs of Rods has got this thing put together so it rides and handles very similar, viewing-wise, to a 10,000-pound monster truck. Look at the way Black Pearl stands it up and walks it across the big obstacle on the near side of the track. First time I've seen that obstacle hit right there, so good stuff for Black Pearl, making good use of the entire track and all the obstacles.
Yeah, that's all. Here it is, the backflip off the tanker. Great. Oh, to the backwards nose wheelie. Look at this, Kenny.
A little moonwalk action coming in from Black Pearl. That has just raised the bar. Now, Todd Morey, you know as well as I do, hold on. We've got more stuff to fill. Huge air. Big, big stuff, but we got to fill this clock.
Yeah, that's the big deal. You have to fill the clock. One big air, I would say, Kenny, that's got to be bigger than any air we've seen thus far.
Without question. Great tricks, too. Not only are they using all of the obstacles, the tricks that spurn from those, like the moonwalk. Huge stuff for Black Pearl. Can he hold on and get that lead? We're going to find out. We got about a minute left in freestyle here for Black Pearl. On the edge of my seat, Todd Morey.
Yeah, 30 seconds here, sponsored by High Octane Coffee, as we get ready to get back into the Black Pearl Hunter Neal run, the driver out of East Peoria, Illinois. Big air here, Kenny, a little sidewall action. My goodness.
6 seconds left. Black Pearl, look at this, Todd. Way to put an exclamation point on Outlaw Monster Truck Drags Freestyle, brought to you by Renegade Products. My goodness, Black Pearl just nailed it.
Wow. This is going to leave Brian Stegel and Spike, the driver out of Richmond, Virginia, in jeopardy for that 32. And I dare say, Kenny, it's gonna take the lead here. I don't see how it can't.
Man, we're going to have ourselves a riot if that ain't the winner right now so far, because that was a great, great run. First coming in, and Todd Morey, it is.
It's a 35. He wins, or excuse me, it takes the lead by 3 over Spike. So Hunter Neal, the driver out of East Peoria, Illinois, with Black Pearl at a 35. New leader at a 35.
Now, the use of the track here in Gaithersburg, Maryland is key, but not only the use of the track, momentum and the wow moment. And I'll tell you what, Black Pearl gave us many, many wow moments. Therefore, the 35 is now the score to beat. Getting ready for another monster truck. Todd Morey, things are getting better and better as we work our way through.
Yeah, Jordan, we've got one more truck there waiting in the rings. Who do we have here for truck number 6?
Overkill Evolution on deck.
Jared Smith, the Indianapolis, Indiana driver, getting ready to go with Overkill Evolution. In the real life, a world champ.
Two-time.
That's right.
Two-time
Mikey
world
Vatter's up
champion.
there. Mikey Vatter's a champ, living up there in Canada now, Kenny.
Hey, I'm in Canada there, eh?
Ken, you have to do this entire broadcast now in French for this run. It's all you, bro.
It's all me. I'm French. I'm gonna let that up to Darren Fallon, our boy up in Canada. He could probably knock that out for us.
What Didn't we have some fun at some of our meetings we had? What a good guy.
Great man. All right, here we go, baby. Overkill Evolution. Todd Morey, take the first few hits and let them know what's going on.
Score to beat is the 35 by Black Pearl, coming for some big air. Huge air from Overkill Evolution. Oh, my goodness. What a move there for Overkill. Up on two wheels momentarily. Going to hit the little bus stack, or excuse me, the van stack there. Back to
well, I'll tell you what, this is looking an awful lot like a Mikey Vargas Jr. run.
It is.
No doubt about it.
How, Kenny, what a privilege it is for some of these guys online to run some of these trucks, even if it is virtual. Oh, up on the wall here for Jared Smith with Overkill Evolution. Might get stuck here. And
all the fans are looking back at us.
Kenny, that's an RII from our friends at Riggs of Rods.
All right, well, that's fair, man. Listen, you got to stay off the obstacle. Safety first, even here in the Outlaw.
Left rear tire up over the barrier for Jared Smith with Overkill Evolution. And going to go over again here. Well, that doesn't work out. This only works virtually. Kenny, you with us, or you need me to carry this? Jared Smith, Overkill Evolution. The Indianapolis, Indiana driver trying to get after that leading run from Hunter Neal and Black Pearl. East Peoria, Illinois driver leads with a 35 right now. Let's see what the score is coming in from Jordan, our producer. Jared Smith. That'll be a 10. 10 coming in from Jared Smith, Overkill Evolution, the Indianapolis, Indiana driver. Way short, came out with some big air, put the left rear tire up over the barrier there. So it'll still be Hunter Neal. Black Pearl with a 35 as your leader as we get ready for the next truck. Vincent Acker backwards Bill. Did a great job in racing. The Phoenix, Arizona driver. Vincent Acker ready to get after it here. The Outlaw Monster Truck drags from Joe Sylvester from virtual Gaithersburg, Maryland. FK Rod Ends and Renegade bringing you this broadcast. Ready to do this every Sunday night with our friends from Riggs of Rods. Joe Sylvester's Outlaw Monster Truck drags. As we get ready to try and eclipse the Hunter Neal 35 score put up by Black Pearl. Backwards Bill. Going to go backwards over that first stack. Now we'll hit the box truck stack here. A little bit of a step up. Good action here from Vincent Ackert, one of our guys we got with to make this thing happen. Huge air there. That is some big air time. Coming back around left-hand turn here. Let's see what happens towards the far end of the arena. Back over top of the bus stack, looking for Slap Willie, and will get it for a short distance there across the line. Phoenix, Arizona driver. Big air once again up over the tank. Little glitch in the system there as he comes back to the right. Donut coming up here, right in front of the FK Rod Ends trailer. Ackert working towards that 35 mark. Looks like he went for the back foot there. Couldn't quite pull it off. Little nose stand there. Two-wheel save. Great job. Off in the corner of the arena by the High Octane Coffee trailer. Bringing it back around, looking for some big air here one more time. And we'll get it. My goodness. Huge air there for Vincent Ackert. That's the third big air over the center stack. Shooting for that Black Pearl 35 right now. 25 seconds down inside of that High Octane Coffee 30-second warning mark.
Very solid run so far from Backwards Bill. Lots of good use of the track and some wow moments, Todd Morey.
And it looks like he is all done, Kenny. Going to be short of the time. You mentioned earlier, Ken Nowitzki, about what it's going to take to make sure that you make a high score here. The thing you mentioned earlier is filling the time.
Well, filling the time should be the one thing that if you get done, you're going to get 10 points for it. You fill that clock, you get 10 automatic points. But technicality, momentum, and, of course, the big air, Todd Morey, very important as well. But this was a solid run, but like you said, probably not going to be the winner.
Probably not. Backwards Bill with, I would say, and I don't, Kenny, I don't know if you got a chance to see this. Well, that's odd.
Back to the future, baby. That was
That's
awesome.
what happens in the virtual world. Look at the shocks you give up right there. That's funny. So Kenny, you talked about those, filling the time. That's number one. That's what you got to do. And Ackert not able to do it here with Backwards Bill, the Phoenix, Arizona driver. Everybody's shooting at Hunter Neal Black Pearl. And
all right, still looks like 16 seconds left. He's going to let him refire.
Oh my goodness, trying for it here. Going for the backflip. That's going to help things, Kenny. And, well, tried to make that full reverse happen off the backflip, and it didn't work. Up on
Well,
the
it was
top.
still a very good wow moment, though. He went into the moonwalk after the backflip. Second time we saw that here tonight. Spike did it the first time. Good stuff. But like you said, that momentum break is going to hurt him a lot. Not going to be a 35. I'd be willing to bet the farm on it. But nonetheless, a very solid run. And look at the unbelievable pirouette there from a turtle up into, I don't know, is that a geyser? What was that, Todd Morey?
I love that. That is a geyser. You have come up with a brand new term here in the monster truck world. Patent that stuff, Kenny.
Outstanding. So, boy, oh boy, let's get that score in because we're rocking and rolling now.
There's somebody out on the track, and we've got a truck pulling up. Looks like Avenger back there. See what Backwards Bill has as Jordan goes to work. Jordan, take your time, buddy. No problem. 28. Scores a 28, Ken Nowitzki, for Backwards Bill.
That's not too bad. 28's a good score. It's respect. Filled the clock almost. Had that momentum break, and that's what did it. Looks like Avenger getting ready to come in from the hot pits. Of course, Avenger, Kyle Knickerbocker out of Fowlerville, Michigan. Todd Morey. People from all across these great plains of ours. The Republic is well represented here as Avenger waits to come out for Renegade Products Restock.
Yeah, Ken Nowitzki, as you mentioned, it's time for Avenger, Kyle Knickerbocker. How do you think the guy that built the track is going to drive the track?
Oh, that's a good question. We're going to see. He knows this inside and out. He knows, I guarantee you, he's been practicing on this thing all week long, Todd Morey, making sure the angles and the trajectories are good. Let's sit back and enjoy Avenger.
Going to start out with a wave to the crowd here as he goes into jump number one. Kyle Knickerbocker, the Fowlerville, Michigan driver, Avenger. And it would make sense that the Michigan driver drives Avenger. The Jim Kohler Team Scream entry up over top of the second jump here. Kyle Knickerbocker getting after it. And let's remind you, score to beat Hunter Neal, Black Pearl, at a 35.
Avenger making great use of the track so far. Very good momentum, using all of the obstacles. This is a very scientific freestyle right now, making sure that all of these obstacles are being put into play. Very important, Todd Morey, because that is a thing that comes up when we talk about technicality. Big air, Todd Morey. Looking good for Avenger.
Now, that's a jump we haven't seen yet. That little angle off into the air. My goodness. You know, Kenny, I would have said in real life that he broke a right rear axle, but I guess we're not worried about that right now. Oh, there's a jump.
Launches it into the stratosphere, into this final minute here, Todd Morey. So far, things are looking good for Avenger. We still need one or two wow moments.
Yeah, and you might have it right here. Gonna side slap, gonna go on the left side tires, right side up in the air, gonna save it here. We're looking at Kyle Knickerbocker putting on a great run. This is interesting, Kenny. Here we go.
Nice little pirouette off the back of the box truck, Todd Morey.
Wow, unbelievable. Great job there. Let's see if we can get him fired back up here. You know, Ken, I'm gonna ask some of these guys next week when they actually stop in the middle of a run, what has happened to them, because obviously, you know, there's something happening with their computer system. Another big air here.
Final 10 seconds for Avenger. A little cartwheel action. Look at the save. Todd Morey, that is a big wow moment. It's the last possible second. This looks pretty good. I'm thinking this is going to be a great score.
It is going to be a great score. The score to beat Hunter Neal with a 35 to Black Pearl. I'm going to tell you right now, I think this is going to be a 34.
34, Todd.
That's my guess. I'm not a judge. I'm not a judge.
That's a
I'm
good
just running
guess.
my mouth here with you, but I'm going to guess that's a 30. I don't think it's enough to win.
I don't think it is either. I'm going to be at a 33, but let's see what the judges do. But I'll tell you, nonetheless, Avenger and Kyle Knickerbocker did not disappoint. He showed that he knew the track. He used it very well, and for that, he's definitely going to finish up there in the top tier.
Yep. I see him parked over there next to the Ken Nowitzki LLC equipment that was used to build the track.
That's exactly right. We don't mess around. Ken Nowitzki LLC.
I've never seen, look behind, I've never seen a roller at a track. Why do we need a heavy roller there?
Well, we don't like to take any chances. And the roller's there just in case we need to roll stuff.
Oh, well, there you have it. So waiting for Jordan here. Jordan, did you say the score? Did we miss it? Not yet. Okay. We were talking about equipment. I think I should run over there and jump in one of those. I've never seen a roller at a monster truck track, but here's the first time.
So now remember, everybody, next Sunday, same bat station, same bat time. We're going to get it all locked and loaded again. We're going to be coming here from a new track, a new city here on the virtual Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Todd Morey Sundays just gave people a reason to get online if you love monster trucks.
Yeah, man. Well, I hope so. You know, this, and here's the thing. This is all for fun. And I think I missed Jordan's score there. He just told us. 33. Kenny was right.
That's right. I'm a professional. Let's keep that in mind first and foremost. 33 is the score.
We're going to keep this in mind. Kenny is a professional-ish.
30. Yeah, get the judge's zone. I'm ready. Hold up them cards.
Oh, good grief. Who do we got up next?
Terminal Velocity, waiting on deck, working
Zimmer
our way
ready?
through all the trucks. The score to beat, 35 from Black Pearl, Todd Morey.
Kenny Zimmer with Terminal Velocity, the North Carolina driver, ready to take everybody's money. Did we lose Kenny? We may have lost
No,
Kenny.
we're back. We're here.
Oh, you're
we're
back.
good.
Okay.
Terminal Velocity coming out of the chute. John Zimmer Jr. looking like his daddy. Big air right off the
my
bat.
goodness.
Big air, Todd Morey, trying to make a huge statement.
So you heard John Zimmer Jr. saying, Dad is watching. Let's make Dad proud here. John Zimmer been around the monster truck industry, part of that North Carolina crowd for years. And Terminal Velocity, the North Carolina driver, ready to get after it. Kenny, I'm thinking we're talking momentum here. He's got Dad in the ear. Momentum. Let's get after it.
He is, and he just doubled up there. Two nice big jumps off of the first obstacle and then over the box truck over against the van stack. Using the track very well. And like you said, man, momentum. This kid's getting after it right now, not holding back at all.
I think it helps when you've been in a monster truck in real life. He sure has. Dude, that move right there by Zimmer, he came off of that little jump, popped the front end up, and wheelied off of it. That is hard to do in real life. I don't know how hard it is to do in this life, but look at this. He's going to carry it across, Kenny.
He is carrying it across. It's very impressive to see how these trucks are reacting to this track. Very realistic. The air, the angles, the way they land. Good stuff. 55 seconds left here in freestyle so far, Todd Morey. This is a great run. We get a couple of wow moments. We might have a new leader.
Yeah, Nowitzki, he's got to have some wow moments here. That's what he's got to have. This might be one here. Sidewall. Can he save it? Uh-oh. Into the wall. Is that going to be an RII from our friends at Rigs of Rod? It might be. Oh, and it is. Terminal Velocity.
What a killer.
Oh,
big
man.
run. Huge air. Great use of the track, Todd Morey, but the RII is pushed. And now we sit and wait for the score here in the Renegade Products Freestyle. Todd Morey, there was a lot of really good stuff to look at there from John Zimmer Jr. Just couldn't quite fill that clock. Got to fill the clock.
Yeah, Ken, and you said it to begin with. That's tough, man. I thought Zimmer Jr. was going to make it happen. He had the time filled. I feel like the next 2 or 3 hits were going to be really big, but landed on the wall, shut off by the officials. I mean, that's the right call.
It is the right call. So we're going to go ahead and get these scores dialed in. Scores have come in. Todd Morey, 28.
28.
Hey,
Man.
that's a great score, though, Todd Morey. Didn't fill the clock.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you if this young man can put together a full 2-minute run, he's right where he needs to be. It's a great run. We're 7 points out of the lead.
Yep, absolutely, 100%, 100%. Wow, what a great run there. Man, I wish it would have been. I just feel. Didn't you feel like, Kenny, that it would have been just a bigger deal if Zimmer was able to continue? What a deal that would have been.
It was, and we're waiting for those wow moments. I think they were going to come, but at the end of the day, we'll just have to figure it out. You know, he's going to have to fill that clock. His father would be the first one to tell him that, whether he's in a virtual truck or a real truck, fill that clock. CP3 on deck. Chucky Pauk in an aftermath at a Maumee, Ohio, Todd Morey. Ohio contingency. Get on your feet.
Yeah, a couple of Ohio drivers here with us. CP3. Boy, I've talked to this guy a bunch of times with his dad. We've been at shows together. And let's see if he can come out with something big here. What a great-looking truck, man.
It is a great-looking truck, and it starts off with some big air, momentum to burn. This looks pretty good. The first couple of hits as we get into that far side here at Gaithersburg, Maryland. Working his way, the second big hit over the box truck, looking for the slap wheelie. Todd Morey, good execution so far.
Slap wheelie up the ramp with the rear tires. I got to look at this design of this truck, Ken. This is a truck body that is conducive to saving a truck if you get on your top.
I'm loving it so far. All of the action, all on the outskirts of the track. Nelly riding wheelies over the cars. Look at this. Into a moonwalk, Todd Morey.
Wow, unbelievable run here. This is what we need. We need something a little bit bigger here as we get down further into time and get closer to that 30-second high-octane coffee warning. Good save.
Making his way through this. Looking good so far. I'm impressed. CP3, great command, picked up right where he left off last week. A big backflip, Todd Morey.
Yeah, back into he tried a reverse moonwalk there. Didn't quite work, but this is getting there. This is in the 30s so far, I think, Kenny.
I agree with you 100%. We just need a couple more wow moments. Ride in the rails there, like the bike, looking good. Almost over. Todd Morey, wheelie, wow moments all over the place for this run for CP3.
That's the wow moment you needed right there. Sidewall to a moonwalk to a side. What do we got going here? We're going to bounce around again. Are we going to save it? Is he going to get the gas here? Oh, that would have been huge, Kenny.
Now, solid run. Don't know if he filled the clock. If he didn't fill the clock, Todd Morey, does he have the win?
Kenny,
so
I don't
far.
know. I'd like to know how close he got to filling.
15 seconds were on the clock, Todd.
15 seconds. I don't care. It's close enough. 15 seconds. I'm going to, this is a new leader at a 36. That's my guess.
I'm thinking that you got to fill that clock. I'm thinking CP3 was having an amazing run. There were definitely wow moments. This is where I don't want to be a judge. Todd Morey, I heard the score. I'm going to let you deliver it to the masses.
Yeah, I'd rather not. 34, 1 point short. I mean, but here's the thing. That's how that you talked about it, Kenny. That's how close you got to be. You have to fill it to win. He didn't fill it. He didn't win. 1 point short. 34 for Chucky Pauk in an aftermath.
And you don't want to make people think that it's easy. Well, geez, if you just fill the clock, you get 10 easy points. You know, you don't want to do that. The reality is, as the competition goes further and further into that 2 minutes, you have absolutely got to start taking chances. And when you take those chances, Todd Morey, more times than not, you're going to end up on your lid or in an obstacle, and it's going to hurt your overall score. So that was a great score for CP3 at 34, but fill that clock.
Just a couple of trucks left, and these are the guys that have competed in real life. So if I'm not mistaken, Preston Perez will be next in Taurus. This is a virtual hometown show for him. The Hagerstown, Maryland driver, straight out of the Votter Motorsports stables, Preston Perez in Taurus.
Another great throwback from the old days, Todd Morey. Taurus, legendary from way back in the beginnings when this industry started. It was really cool to see Taurus get that name back and get it brought back to the forefront a couple years ago. Love seeing the old school trucks being put on these awesome chassis and brought back into the real world. So Taurus is waiting back in the back, popped up out of the ground. Look at that. Here comes Preston Perez. That's a good entrance, Todd. I like that.
It is. You know what's interesting about this? Here's our first example of a freestyle from a guy that runs rigs of rods, has now entered into Joe Sylvester's series here, the Outlaw series, and then has done this in real life multiple times on pods, in stadiums, in arenas. This is going to be interesting here. This is our first cross examination, if you don't mind me saying.
Preston Perez, nice first moves over the box truck, bouncing up, little slap wheelie onto the biggest obstacle on the floor, makes these guys really, really buckle down and make good decisions. Over the water truck, Todd Morey, this is a good start for Preston Perez.
Oh, what a slap wheelie, great slap wheelie there. A double slap wheelie out of Preston Perez. I'm going to tell you who's happy right now. Mike Votters is telling him right now, Preston, send it because I don't have to fix it.
He is. He's sending it on two wheels. Little bit of throttle control there. Good stuff so far from Preston Perez. Looking to beat a 35 from Black Pearl. Big air for Preston.
Yeah, look at the downside roll. He went big air and then rolled it down the backside of the ramp. Perfect. Here's a donut in front of the FK Rod Ends trailer. What a great job here to go to a car stack. 1 minute. We're halfway through, Kenny.
Great stuff so far, Todd. Up over the water truck, slap wheelie, big obstacles. Been launching these trucks straight up in the air. Turns around and hits it from the other side. Wow. Look at the air, Todd Morey.
Wow. I'm going to tell you what. Preston hasn't done a backflip in real life, I don't think. This would be the time to do it with Mike Votter's equipment.
So now we're going to have to see these last few seconds. I'm going to need a couple of wow moments. We're at 30 seconds. I need some wow moments to go ahead and solidify him as the leader. Stopping.
There it is. Yep.
Nice. Little stopping.
Kenny, we're inside of the 30-second high-octane coffee warning. Here it comes. Is he going to do it? He's going to skywheel it. I don't see enough yet, Kenny. He's got to do something huge here to get the lead.
There was great stuff so far. The final moments of Taurus.
One more hit. I don't see it. I don't see the win here, Kenny.
I don't know either, Tom Morey. This was a great run. It looks as if Preston Perez definitely filled the clock. He checked a lot of the boxes. It's going to come down to technicality, momentum, and big air. He had lots of big air, Todd Morey. He had very, very good momentum. But technicality, I don't know if I saw enough wow moments.
Can I say something, though? That right there is a solid run for a four truck operation in real life.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what that is. That's an independent 4-truck operation getting out on the road, and that's a solid run. You're not doing anything crazy, stupid. You're trying to save money for your operation and do a good job. That's what that is right there.
Well, and it's like Joe Sylvester said, man, the entertainment quality is very important. You want to be able to entertain the fans, and you don't entertain the fans when you break their stuff early and you can't put it back together for the whole show. So the scores coming in for Taurus should be good, but I'm thinking we're in that 29-31 area, Todd.
Yeah, maybe a little north of 30, but I certainly don't see a win there. Jordan going to tell us what we got here. 30. That's the lead? A 30.
36 for Preston Perez.
Wow.
Look at that.
Okay.
Hey, listen, man, I love Preston Perez. That's my homeboy there. If he wins this, that's good for him. But, dude, I'll tell you what. Somebody's buying beers.
Oh, my God. Preston Perez's bank account is empty right now. Oh, my Lord. Wow. Everybody gets high-octane coffee for free tomorrow on Preston Perez.
I'm loving it. One truck remaining. The score to beat to 36, and it is the bad habit from Joey Sylvester.
The
Man, Todd
guy,
Morey.
dude, the guy that started this deal, I went and announced iRacing for World of Outlaws, World Racing Group, and I said, Joe, we probably need to do this. And my next call was Ken Novitsky and said, we need to announce this, ladies and gentlemen, out of Canfield, Ohio, Joe Sylvester, bad habit.
My boys getting after it early. Big air off the center stack over the box truck. Look at him go, man. That's a beautiful Ford Classic Ford pickup truck. I love the Classic, man. Joe Sylvester's stuff always looks good in real life, and you wouldn't expect anything different here in the virtual world. Pretty good stuff so far, Todd Morey, as we work our way through the first quarter of Freestyle for Bad Habit.
Yeah, man, the FK Rod Ends, Renegade Products, High Octane Coffee entry, as Joe, let me tell you something, Joe spent a lot of time online. He is in a Pro 4 and a Pro 2 truck on iRacing right now. This guy has logged a lot of laps. He's ran a 360 sprint car, a 410 sprint car. He ran a monster, oh my goodness, look at this. He's done
stuff. He has done it all. One of the cool things about Joe Sylvester is when he stands before his creator, he's not going to have to say, I wish. He's going to be able to look right at him and say, you know what? Thank you for the ride. This kid lives on the ragged edge all the time. Todd Morey, this is just another notch in his belt. Bad habit, getting after it here at the first ever Outlaw Monster Truck Drags.
Yeah, and Joe Sylvester will be the first to admit to you that when he strapped those Yokohama tires onto that bad habit machine, that he does not have a lot of hours on it. Here comes a big jump. He's trying to beat a 36. I don't know if he will. He doesn't have a lot of online time, but he is an entrepreneur. He's put this deal together with his Kenny. Here comes the big air.
Big air off the center stack, lands on all four tires, looking for the wow moment. There's one for you right there. Big wow moment.
Yeah, huge save there. And he's going to try it. Oh! I was going to see if he can rotate it. And that'll be it. He was going to turtle it for Joe Sylvester. Shut off by our officials. The High Octane, Full Throttle Battery, FK Rod Ends, Renegade Products entry. Joe Sylvester lands on his lid.
He does land on his lid, but not after a couple of great wow moments. Still time left on the clock, I believe. And did he fill it? Hey, he filled the clock, so let's wait for the scores to roll in, man. Hey, the wow moments came at the very end, Todd Morey, and that's what you want to do. You want to leave that taste in the mouth of the judges, so when they go, man, this was amazing. That was great. And they finish on their feet, but did they finish on their feet high enough to get the win? Let's wait for the scores to roll in.
Score to beat's a 36, and you don't want to hear that you finished with all four Yokohama tires up. Let's see what happened.
He did fill the clock, though, so I wouldn't want to be a judge right now. But, man, I don't know if the momentum was there throughout the whole thing, Todd. I don't know. But, you know, Preston Perez stole it away from Black Pearl. And scores are coming in.
I'm here.
Did I hear it?
Todd Morey,
is that
the
correct?
score for Bad Habit, 28. So not enough to beat Torres. Torres with the 36, looking good and gets the win, Todd Morey.
Yeah, man, I gotta tell you, I mean, we're gonna talk to Preston. Well, hopefully, we'll talk to Preston Perez with the 36. I want to talk to him and figure out. Maybe I need to look at both runs back to back. Hunter Neal of Black Pearl, I thought he just killed it. I figured Preston was a 33, maybe 34. But holy cow, 36 to take it all over Black Pearl.
So let's see if we can get Preston Perez here in the booth and talk to him a little bit about this run. What a great time, though. Preston, are you in here, man?
I'm here, man.
My boy, Preston Perez. Man, first of all, let me say, I hope that you're healthy and you're happy and your family's doing well. Thanks so much for being a part of this. You know, your friendship means the world to me. Congratulations, the first ever virtual Outlaw Monster Truck Drags Freestyle Champion presented by Renegade Products. What were your thoughts going out there? Because you had some tall timber to cut down. That 35 from Black Pearl was pretty big.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I was watching all of them, and my thoughts was just to eat up the time since that's an automatic score of 10. So I did that, and I watched all the other runs. I'm not going to say I did the best, but I did definitely try to do things different. So if that did give me the win, I'd say it was that.
That's awesome stuff. Todd Morey, Preston Perez, and I go way back. He's a great young man. He's getting it done now in the virtual world. What do you got for Preston, Todd?
Yeah, Preston. Hey, Todd here. I tell you what, I like what you said. You hit different things than other people did, and people are looking at Black Pearls running a 35 and going, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, but you hit every obstacle. You filled the time, and then you did exactly what you needed to do to make it happen. This is kind of cool. I got to tell you, did Mike Botters give you any advice at all?
He did text me and ask me what I was doing before this, and I thought he was going to text me and be like, hey, you want to come to the shop and work a little bit? And then I was going to tell him that I was doing this, but then he responded saying, like, did you start racing yet? So I think he's tuned in, and he's pretty excited, so.
That's cool, man. I tell you what, we tagged him in a lot of stuff we did, and he knows what's going on. There's a lot of people that know what's going on right now, and this is what we've got here. So I'll tell you what, it's really cool to see you take the #1 spot for the first ever. Joe Sylvester's deal here, the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Great to have you along. How do you compare what you do, in a freestyle to what you do virtually? How do you compare real life to this, or is it just totally separated for you?
It's totally separate. I mean, I'm not in my head as much through the game than I am in real life because I'm a driver. Of course, I've made some mistakes as people have seen, but I usually try to respect the equipment as much as I can and be a little bit more on the smooth and consistent side, and instead of trying to take the win. But here there's no parts breakage like you said when you mentioned that axle and one of those other runs, so I can cut loose a little bit more.
How do you feel that your boss, Mike Botters, would like to have a reset button in real life?
Oh, that'd be great. If I had a reset button in real life, then I'd go a lot harder.
100%. Kenny, it's all yours.
Man, Preston, congratulations, man. Please stay safe. And remember, man, get all your friends dialed in on this. This is a lot of fun, and this is going to be whatever we make it. The first time ever out here, the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags. Preston, can't wait to see you next week, man. Do your thing. Congratulations, man.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
You betcha. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, we're going to do this every Sunday night. Todd Morey, myself, Ken Nowitzki. Like us, follow us on Instagram. I'm at Ken Nowitzki. Todd Morey, go ahead and give me your handle. What do you got going on social media?
Yeah, man, I'm easy. I'm at Todd Morey, at Todd_Morey. But, I think that we need to point our hats towards the people that have worked so hard to make this thing happen. And we can't say it enough. Joe Sylvester for helping us put all this together, but people behind the scenes, there's been people doing this deal for 10 years at least. Our friend Kyle Knickerbocker, Eric Hinchman, Will Meyer, Jordan Hicks, Vincent Ackert, those guys, without them, this doesn't happen. We don't see this whole track built. It'll be a whole new track next week, and Kenny, it's just going to show up. We're going to get a picture of it and go, wow, great job, guys. I mean, it's all them all week long. We are all trying to make a living and kind of be to ourselves and not in social distance and all the things we're trying to do. This thing happens without us. We're the voices. But, man, there's so many people behind the scenes doing a great job.
There are here. We're at the Yokohama Tires Post Show. Of course, your winner in racing was John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity out of Grady, North Carolina. Your freestyle winner, Preston Perez, and Taurus out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Your first two winners here at the Outlaw Monster Truck Drags, live from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Virtually great stuff. There are a lot of people behind the scenes that I think should give themselves a really big pat on the back for this production. Now, it wasn't without some glitches. I lost feed a couple of times, but you know what? That's the beauty of live entertainment. Things happen, and you just have to adapt, improvise, and overcome. And our whole crew got that done. And Todd, I got to be honest, next weekend, we're coming from a brand new city. We're going to have a brand new track. And man, Todd, I think everybody needs to social media fire this up. And let's see if we can't get a couple hundred kids in here, a couple hundred adults having a good time. And social distancing, but still being part of the Monster Truck family.
Yeah, we need to social together basically at this point. How cool is it to look at this screen and see Joe Sylvester's high octane coffee Renegade truck upside down to finish the show? That's how it should be done right there.
That is exactly how it should be done. And Joe Sylvester would be the first one to tell you about it, man. Like I told you, this guy doesn't do anything halfway. I can't remember one time when he wasn't 100% on the throttle. It didn't change here at all. And this has just been a great first weekend. I hope you guys had a great time. Todd Moore, go ahead and give me closing words for all the fans, and I'll go ahead and close this out.
Man, be back with us next week. On behalf of AMSOIL and Yokohama Tires, FK Rod Ends, High Octane Coffee Company, I'm happy to be here along with Renegade Products. Kenny, there's nobody else I would have called first when we thought of this deal, put this together. I appreciate you being on board. You're a professional, bro, and it's all you.
Thank you, Todd Moore. Guys, listen, everybody have a great Easter. We love each and every one of you guys. God bless you guys. Please stay safe. Start sharing this up on social media. This is going to be whatever we make it, whether you're a fan, you're just filling some time, or you're actually working on this. The Outlaw, Monster Truck Drags is going to be our little safe haven, our safe space on Sundays. God bless, guys. We love you. We'll see you guys next weekend, next Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central, for the conclusion, part number 2 of the